Hello everybody, welcome to our weekly class. Today I came out to Central Park. It's a beautiful day and I wanted to show you guys how to utilize things around you. Like right now it's really nice outside and I think it's a good time to get out there and make use of what we have around. We have lots of parks and lots of like little kind of green places with benches, and if you guys carry hand sanitizer with you and some water to drink, I think you're gonna be okay exercising outside, provided that there's no crowds around, and there's absolutely no crowds around at some times of the day. So I think it's time to do it. So right now I would like to start with a little warm-up, and how we're gonna do it, I'm just gonna get up and start a little stretch. So we're gonna just stand up tall, bring both arms up, reach up and relax your arms, and we're just gonna do a couple more times. Breathing in, arms up, and we're gonna relax your arms, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of a forward bend. Breathe in, arms up, back bend, and bending your knees, just releasing yourself down, relaxing your body. Allow the arms to hang, allow your backs to be round, allow your heads to be down, and then slowly coming up. And a few more times, breathe in, back bend, going down, relaxing it all there. And coming all the way back up. And now let's get down on a bench. So getting down on a bench, I would like you guys to start with some abdominal engagement. So first thing first, we're gonna put your feet as wide as your hip bones are separating your knees. We're gonna just let your arms relax down there. And all I need you to do, very simple. You're gonna lift up one leg and bring it down. And lift it up and bring it down. And you know what? As you're lifting this leg, it's not just your quadricep that's working. It's your abdominals that are gonna tighten up. Okay? If you don't feel it, tighten them up. And you go. We're gonna do only like maybe 4, so we don't strain ourselves to begin with. And we're gonna go to the other leg. So on your exhale, you're gonna start bringing your knee up. Try to sit upright, try to have your arms relaxed. And then we're gonna do a different one. So we're gonna bring your knee up, and see if you can extend your leg and bend and down, and knee and straighten, and knee and down, and again knee and straighten, and knee and down, and one more, and straighten, and knee and down. And here we go, the other side needs to be done as well. And knee straight, knee down, knee straight, knee down, knee straight, knee down. One more time. Pretty good. So at this point, I think you guys really start feeling the abdominal engagement, and I would like to continue just with that abdominal thing. As you exhale now, push your abs in towards your back, extending the arms. As you breathe in, scoop it up like Pilates style, bring your arms down. Try to lengthen your spine, press the sits bones down. Try to get your spine a little bit taller now that you're sitting on a hard surface. I'm sitting on a hard surface, so it's easier to feel the sits bones underneath me. The feet down, flat on the floor, and we're gonna do just 5-6 times. Exhale, try to press the stomach in, arms extend, breathing and lengthen. Imagine it's like if the air had some sort of resistance. So every move that you make right now has a little bit of a resistance to it as well. Straighten up, lengthening all the way, crown of the head up to the sky. Exhale. Breathing in. As you lengthen yourself up, try to pull the ribs down so your upper back has some sort of say to it. Yeah. Exhale. Breathing in. And one more, why don't we? Exhale. Breathing in. Very good. Now, let's go with the upper body a little bit. So we're gonna put your hands on a bench as you're sitting. There are different ways to do it. And first, I'm gonna start with the real thing. I'm gonna put my hands right next to me. I'm gonna slightly bend my elbows, which is gonna bring my shoulders down. Also, that is gonna engage my midriff, and that's what I want. Now, I'm gonna walk my feet forward, getting my butt off the bench. And I breathe and bend the elbows. I exhale straight. I breathe in, I exhale. I breathe in, I exhale. I do it unlimited amount of times as long as I feel good about it. Now, we can make it harder, of course. Extend your legs in front of you. So the foot is going to be flexed. The other foot is going to be flexed as well. And your body is in an inverted plank, I would call it. And you breathe in and you exhale. And you breathe in and you exhale. And again, you do it just as long as feels good. And if you want to make it harder, make it harder. Extend one leg and breathe in and exhale. Breathe in, exhale, and switch them, of course. Breathe in, exhale, and throughout the whole thing, you guys, make sure your shoulders stay down. And now, if your wrists feel a little funny after all that flexion, let's go like that. So you're gonna stretch your arms, stretch your wrists by bringing them the other direction. Feels good. And the other one, feels good. All right. Now, for those of you who feel like this is no way, no how, too hard, too difficult, there are modifications. So we're gonna have your hands on your bench still. And we're gonna go into the pretend land. So we're gonna pretend like if we're doing it, but not quite doing it, but we really are gonna do it. You're just not gonna let your body to come off the bench. So you're gonna exhale and press. And you're gonna breathe in, release. But make sure you're breathing because that's very important. You're gonna exhale, press your arms in, and breathe and release. And you're gonna exhale, press. Breathe in, release. Exhale, press. Breathe in, release. Exhale, press. Breathe in, release. Now, as you press, what is it that you're pressing? You actually press this part of your hand into the edge of the bench. And if you decide to do those exercises at home on a chair, goes the same way. You're gonna press, and as you press, of course you pull the shoulders down. And check this out. As you press, your whole upper back moves, so to speak, moves down towards the lower back. So the muscles of the upper and middle back get really activated. So just try a couple of those, like if you were lifting yourself, but not really. Now, same thing for you guys who were pretending. Still stretch the wrist by pulling them the other direction, just like that. And let's move on, coming back to the lower body right now, shall we? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stand up and we're gonna test the balance, First, we're gonna adjust the ribs over the hips. I'm headless, but I think you don't need my head, you know, it's on top of me. And then we're gonna shift the weight onto your side. As you're shifting, you're not leaning. You're just taking your spine over the side. Let me step a little bit back so maybe you guys can see me better with my hand. And now nobody's drinking out of this dirty fountain behind me. And so I'm gonna take my spine over my left leg. I'm gonna actually put my hands on my hip, and I'm gonna bring one leg forward. And you know what I'm gonna do? Same thing what we were doing on the bench. It's just gonna be a little more difficult because I'm balancing. But hey, I can do it, right? Exhale. In. X. In. X. In. So just try to do the same amount of reps and the same thing. And if you feel adventurous, that knee, go ahead and straighten it. And straight. Bend. Straight. Bend. Now, if that standing leg is killing you right now, pull up on the standing side. Engage the abs, pull the ribs down, get taller in the spine, and it's gonna be okay. So now we're gonna go on the other side, just because we can't be lopsided like that, right? And we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Adjust yourself, ribs over the hips, shoulders wide, arms relaxed, and here we go. Knee, and knee, and knee, and knee, and knee, and straight. Knee, straight, knee, straight, knee, straight, knee, straight, and let this one be the last one just because it's enough. So what do we do with the quads now? Because we were working the quads, all this motion commotion of the knee straightening, that kind of worked the front of the leg. We're gonna stretch it. Again, we're gonna shift the weight on one side, we're gonna pick up your ankle, we're gonna release the hip. That is the most important part of the stretch, to be able to release. Now, you guys don't have to balance the way I do. If you don't feel confident in your balance, see, I got this pole right here, very convenient. You grab onto the pole. If there is no pole, grab onto something that's not gonna move. And you do the same thing. Pick up the leg, try to release in a hip. And you go. Now, let's work the back of the legs, shall we? That's how we're gonna do it. The same way like we did the front, sorta, kinda. Hands gonna be on your hips again, and you're gonna shift the weight on one side. You're gonna bend the knee. Keep your foot flexed, and you're gonna go back, back, back. Just notice my knee stays bent. What's working? The hamstring and the glute, the big butt muscle. Now you're gonna pull the ribs down. You're definitely gonna have your head on top of your spine. That's the basics of the balance. Now, if you're unsure of your balance, same thing applies. Hold on to the pole or whatever you can find next to you. The other hand can be on your hip and do the same thing. Now, let's do the variation on this thing. So you're gonna bring the leg back, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, and we're gonna go with the other one. So you guys probably noticed I really like kind of a controlled movement, because I feel it's very much useful for the everyday life to have some sort of control in our bodies. You want to know exactly what you're doing. You don't really want to leave it up to the body. And as you extend the leg back, this movement is not very natural for the body because we don't use it in everyday life. So the body probably doesn't even know how to do it. And unless you really tell yourself what you want to be doing, the body is not gonna perform well. So you have to kind of connect the head with the rest of you, which is really beneficial for your nervous system as well. And we're gonna go on the other side the same exact way. So I'm stepping towards my pole. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm putting my hand on my hip and bending the knee and flexing the foot. So I'm gonna push the foot back, push it 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 back. And then the second part of it, if I feel adventurous, I'm gonna release my hip in front and bring the leg back. Release it in front, push the heel back. Release it in front, push the heel back. Make sure your lower back feels comfortable, not compressed. for that reason, you really want to involve the lower abdominal. So as you're bringing your leg back like that, you really want to support from your lower abs to occur. And now that we worked the glutes and the hamstrings, we're gonna stretch them. So we're just gonna cross your ankle over the knee, put a little pressure on the leg, and see if you wanna go down in a little bit of a forward bend. And depending on the day and the time and how you're feeling, you're gonna go all the way down, or you're gonna go just halfway down. As long as you start feeling the stretch around the glute area and the hip area, you're good. I would say hold it for at least 15 seconds or longer if it feels good. And then let's cross the leg over the leg. Sit up tall. Extend both arms to the sides and take a little twist. So you want to push the leg that's crossed to the other side. And bring both shoulders back. And then we're gonna come right back to the center, stretch the other one. So we're crossing, we're pushing, just slightly, but so you can feel it. And one leg is always different from the other, so it's okay. And then again, depending on the day and the time and how it feels, you go all the way down, or you go just slightly down. So no matter what you guys do, you want to go for what your body is feeling like. And now we're going to cross the leg tight on top of the other one. Lengthen your torso. Extending the arms and taking the opposite arm over your leg. And the other arm, the one that's in the back, you can grab onto the back of the bench. You can just leave it where it is. It doesn't matter. The only thing that really matters is that your spine is tall and look the other direction. So just take a few breaths there. And as you exhale, you back to the center. Now let's separate the knees a little bit and drop yourself down. Since I'm in the park and I really can't get down on the ground, but I do want to stretch my back right now. That's what I do. I keep my feet down, planted into the floor, bending my knees, and kind of resting on my thighs. And the next inhale, I'm back. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. So I will see you next week. Bye. Enjoy the day.